Welcome to another edition of Carnivore Radio. I'm your host, Jeff Sherman, along with Dr. Eric Lopkin. And obviously, impeachment is always on the front burner, but we have to put it on the back burner for a little bit, at least for this segment of Carnivore Bites. And I think a very interesting concept or subject is the whole situation with the economy. And quite frankly, Dr. Lopkin, I bought into it. That is the mainstream media. And basically, I believe that the economy was essentially very much slowing down. But I think it is slowing. But I have to say that I agree with you, Dr. Eric Lopkin, that I think it'll be intact by the election. So what does that mean, Dr. Lopkin? What does it mean?
Well, the economy is Trump's big sort of bargaining chip with America.
And just to interject for 1 second, is when I thought things weren't going to be that way, I thought he was going to be in big trouble for re-election, because we both agree if the economy goes south, things could get ugly for him.
Oh, absolutely. If we were to go into a recession, there's no doubt in my mind that he would lose the election. I don't know that any president has ever won re-election if the economy goes into a recession.
Let me think. Recession. Nope, pretty much. That's pretty much about it. In fact, Nixon was basically not going to be impeached because the economy was doing well in 1973. When it started tanking, then when people jumped ship, but that's neither here nor there. So I think the economy will be in positive territory. Do you agree?
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be in positive territory. I think the job
market will still be good. What do you think?
The job market is still going to be good. We still have people coming out of, limbo and re-entering the job market. And
Let's talk about that, because I think that's really
for them.
I think that's interesting, because during the Great Recession, I was shocked to hear this, that if you were unemployed, I'm not talking about, a 60 or, 55-year-old, I'm talking about a 40-year-old person, right, man or woman.
Yep.
If you were out on the street for more than 6 months, you have a problem.
Yes, there was
the,
talk at that time, 2009, 2010, even 2011, that if you were out of work for more than 6 months, there was a good chance that you were never going to find a job again.
Isn't that just amazing that that's not that long ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever, and that was really true. And we're not talking about for people that are, geriatrics or whatever. I'm talking about mainstream prime of career. You're out for more than 6 months. You have a problem, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, we had a large group of people who were nearing retirement that took Social Security early because basically they were told they were never going to be able to work again.
And they're working now, aren't they?
Now most of these people have gone back to work. The turnaround in the economy has been huge. Remember, yes, the economy is starting to slow now, but even at the slower pace, we're first approaching what Obama kept referring to as the new normal.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
For the past several years, it's been much better.
Yes, but why does he get a free pass for really a dismal economic performance? Let's be honest.
Yeah, his economic performance was terrible. However, he's given credit because he walked into a horrific situation.
Which wait a second, which could have been an opportunity usually when you're in and that was a huge, obviously, recession/depression. Huge opportunity to have gangbuster growth after that. But he never did.
He never did, because he chose, instead of focusing on a massive stimulus, he did a small stimulus, and instead use the crisis to push through additional regulations on business, to push through Obamacare. And all of this actually had the effect of slowing the recovery.
Well, couldn't it really be that also, when you really think about it, how competent really was he? And his experience did kind of, or his lack of experience really did show, because first of all, I know it's, an ego thing, but Obamacare was a drag on me. He should have worried about just focused on the economy, but he didn't, did he?
No, he didn't. And it's primarily, I think, because he did not understand the economy is like a rubber ball. The harder it hits bottom, the higher it bounces afterwards.
Of course, yes.
And his focus was on cushioning that fall at the bottom. Well, by cushioning it, he also crippled the recovery.
True.
So,
yes.
He succeeded in more people not having to declare bankruptcy, more people, getting jobs
I'm
started.
not so sure I believe that, because I think
to a little extent.
To a little, because his stimulus program was really, I mean, if he didn't have the blessing of the mainstream media, oh my God, that was
the stimulus package was horrible, because primarily because, one, it wasn't big enough, and two, the money went to what they thought were quote unquote shovel ready projects, but in fact they went to projects, many of which never got off the ground.
It was basically a waste of, let's just say, modestly $500 billion. But
yes,
so we do agree that the economy will be decent.
The economy is going to be decent. Over the last few days, the markets have hit new record highs.
True. Yep. True. I think there will be a correction, but I don't think that's enough to.
Oh, there'll definitely be a correction at some point. We've already had a minor correction, and it rebounded from that. There will be another correction, because that's simply how the market works.
Yes.
At some point, when you're dealing with record highs, people go, oh, you know what? I'm going to take my profits. And they sell the stocks, and it causes, correction starts.
No question about it. So we agree with that. And in spite of the impeachment fervor, you still think he's in fairly good shape, even though I don't believe the polls at all right now. I think he's in decent shape to win.
Well, even the most negative polls for him still don't have more than half of the population in favor of impeachment. The highest number I've heard so far from any of these polls is 48%. And we know that the polls swing left, because we saw that in 2016. These are the same methodologies and same polls that had Hillary winning in a landslide.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Speaking of the upcoming election in the race, we always had Beto. Bow wow.
Yeah, Beto is gone.
Lightweight he was. Lightweight, correct? A joke, a complete joke. I think Kamala Harris is going next.
Harris is going to leave. And honestly, it looks like Warren just shot herself in the foot.
What happened there?
Well, when she unveiled this massive Medicare for All plan, even the other Democrats are going, it's going to cost more than she's saying. It's going to raise taxes on everybody. And in the last poll I heard, Biden retook the lead.
Yes. I do think the race is between Biden, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and I think the mayor of Ohio.
Pete Buttigieg.
Yes.
We do need to. We need so right now. That's who the front runners are. We have to remember, though, that at this point in 2016, the Republican front runner was Ben Carson, and it didn't look like anybody was going to stop him. So just because they're the front runners now doesn't mean they're going to survive the primaries.
I would agree. I think it's a very interesting time, and I think next segment, because on the impeachment issue, the whistleblower has been named, but we don't have enough information right now to.
Yeah, we haven't been able to confirm everything yet. So as as new things occur, we will comment on them.
Great. Well, we'll do it again next week, Dr. Lopkin.
See you then.
You've been listening to Carnivore Bites, part of the Exvadio podcast network. You can catch us every week at exvadio.com/podcasts, on the iHeartRadio app, the Apple Podcasts app, the iTunes Store, Spotify, and wherever you find podcasts. You can also catch us live every Friday at 4 on WESU FM 88.1.